From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big day as consumer confidence erodes based upon that CPI number, Consumer Price Index, released on Friday. Inflation going higher. But today, the Dow Jones is plummeting yet again. It was down 800 points on Friday. It's down 800 points today. For June 13th, 2022, the situation continues to unravel as the economy continues to get worse. While the latest details on where this economy is, where it's heading, and why you can't wait to get a fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. Later in this recording, I'm going to show you how there is now a fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. I got it for you. Step 1, subscribe. Step 2, become a member. Step 3, get that incredible newsletter Monday through Friday. And in the second hour of the video, we're going to go over that fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. The data starting today is all very weak. The crypto industry imploding, down dramatically. Stocks are down dramatically as well. Oil up, tech down, retail down, and then the 10-year Treasury yield surging out of control. The 2-year Treasury note currently at its highest levels of nearly 10 years. As we turn to international markets, the situation overseas is they are being hurt as well from our data. Italy is now seeing numbers they have not seen in nearly 20 years in its economy. And we're just getting started there. The oil prices could be going higher, the recession is coming, and the inflationary pressures are not easing down. Meantime, the Federal Reserve will be meeting tomorrow at that FOMC meeting. What will they say? And what does it mean for your money? Amidst all this, we do have some really huge, great news. Your benefits could be going up $300 more per month based upon something different than swapping COLA for inflation. What is it? I'll have a preview of this breaking news report that came in minutes ago, and it's on Evenings LA tonight. It's huge, and it's for you if you're on benefits. But the great news is that despite how bad this economy is right now in phase 1 of, I call it, phase 2 coming in less than 90 days, I got a stimulus check for you. We're going to go over all those incredible checks in this recording. Single, married, without children, with children, on benefits or not, become a member. Get that incredible newsletter. And as the toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, it's Mornings LA. We got big money. And we get all that incredible big money as a big day starts right now with all the deliciousness of everything at issue, except the bacon. Except the bacon. It's a big morning, and the details start right now. And good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day here along the coast in Santa Monica, California for June 13, 2022, but not a good day at Wall Street as the Dow continues to crash. The Dow down 900 points right now, 800 points on Friday. It continues to erode, and that is why you got to get that check. A fourth stimulus check is in every U.S. state, and this economy is getting worse. We're going to go over the data on that point later in this recording. We got a lot going on as we start a new day, a new week, and a new phase of this economy. The Dow is imploding because the economic data that came in on Friday was absolutely horrific. If you're watching over the weekend, let me give you a recap. On Friday, the Consumer Price Index number, the CPI, which gauges how much inflation is, killed it. It was too high. We were expecting 8.4%. It was a beat at 8.5%, meaning that inflation went higher in the month of May. It immediately spooked Wall Street, spooked the American investor, spooked middle America. As Americans now said, wait a second, we have a big problem with inflation, a big problem that has not been solved since spring of this year. Wall Street imploded down 800 points on Friday. Well, the data this morning is that none of the issues that were with us in March have been solved. In fact, they're all worse. Let me tell you the breaking news as we start this morning. First, crypto industry is going to its worst levels we've seen since December 2020. Never seen in the history of this channel. The cryptocurrency industry is basically getting kaput. Bitcoin is down to $24,000. $200 billion have been wiped out since just this weekend. You're losing your shirt if you're investing in crypto. Then, stock market down 830 points right today. 2.66%. The S&P is down 4%. The Nasdaq is down 4%. Oil's up, tech is down, and retail's down yet another day. Let's look at some of the numbers. Fascinating. Amazon is down 6% again today. Again. It was down 6% on Friday. It was down 6% the day before. Amazon's chart looks like a roller coaster, and I don't mean going up. I mean going really right down. Amazon is just falling apart. I don't care if it's aerospace, Boeing, or Chevron, or Dow Inc. 5% all down for today. And then if you go over to the banking industry on Friday, it was Wells Fargo and Goldman, 6 and 5% down. Everything looks really bad in the corporate earnings, the stock, the crypto. Let's go over to your bonds. Your 2-year Treasury yield, it's at its highest level since 2007. Yes, we're not talking about 2017. 2007. This is important for you. Why? If you have anything at home that is a flexible interest rate item, get rid of it. Credit card debt, get rid of it. Car loan, get rid of it. Because these interest rates are going higher by the day, by the minute, and look how horrible it is right now. 3.2% is a 2-year Treasury yield. It was 1+, 1.9 just a few months ago. It's now the highest level since 2007. And it's not done there yet, because later this recording, we're going to go over Jay Powell. He's meeting at that FOMC meeting tomorrow to raise your interest rates. Ouch. It's just getting started. Layoffs. We've been talking about this a while on this channel. You and I in the live chat, we've been talking about people laid off in the big box retailer. Here it comes again. Tesla, which is a company doing really well on the bottom line, is announcing more layoffs today. These in addition to the layoffs I announced 2 Saturdays ago. 2 Saturdays ago, I announced layoffs at Tesla and the domestic workforce, 10% gone, 10% laid off, and then a hiring freeze. Here is now coming out Singapore division of Tesla, laying off its country manager. It's all troubling. When we look at those unemployment numbers, how bad were they? The unemployment numbers released last Thursday showed 230,000 new jobless claims for unemployment that prior week. That's a very bad number, because going into the pandemic, we were at 200,000. We should be at 188. We're going higher by the week. It's getting really bad. Let's turn over to the other elements that are coming in today. The Consumer Price Index number released on Friday showed that we jumped on inflation higher in the month of May. The CPI came in at 8.5%. We're looking at 8.4%. Wow. And then consumer confidence, and this is a big shocker. This is something no one saw coming. I didn't even see it coming. Came in at a doozy on Friday. When that CPI number surged out of control on Friday, consumer confidence fell to its lowest levels since the lockdown of the pandemic. I'm going to be going over more about this consumer sentiment in a second, and more about where it's going, and also the European consumer sentiment, which is brand new breaking news this morning. That's coming up in just a minute. It's very important. I have some European numbers as well. Italy is now seeing its 10-year Treasury note at 4%, the highest level its note has been since 2014. Italy's inflation is out of control, and this is an abrupt change since just the month of February. Folks, you got to get that 4 stimulus check in every U.S. state. You got to get it. It's very important to understand where we are today, because I could simply smile and say, just wait for the Build Back Better Act. Why would I do that? That would be disingenuous, because the Build Back Better Act is not going to pay you a check in the next 2 weeks, and you may not survive between now and the next 90 days. That's why I have found you a check. That's why you asked me to find the check. That's why I'm going to go over that check, not just one check, I should say, checks, plural, in every U.S. state. A 4 stimulus check is now in every U.S. state, and you need to get it, because this economy is getting really bad very quickly. How do you get it? Step 1, subscribe. Go right in this video, subscribe. Step 2, become a member. Step 3, get that newsletter. And stay with me in the second half of this recording. We're going to go over these big checks. Where is this economy right now? Where we're going? What am I watching on this channel? This is LALATE. I do 3 things on this channel. I tell you where the economic data is today. I give you predictions on where we're going, and then I get you checks. Let me give you some predictions right now. The consumer confidence that came in on Friday was the worst number we've seen since the lockdown. The data coming out of Europe today on their consumer confidence is signaling it's actually worse since the lockdown. That's consumer confidence out of Europe right today. Here is the 3 phases that are happening. There's the current phase right now of this economy. There's going to be the situation in 90 days from now, which is going to be worse. And then we're going to have in January the third phase. Let me differentiate each of them for you starting right now. The current phase is the spiral downward. We're sliding downward. This is not how bad it's going to be. 1 is a start, 2 is worse, 3 is a lot worse. So some consumers believe, that are not viewers of this channel, believe that this is as bad as it's going to get. It's just getting started. How bad will stage 2 be? More about that in a second. Consumers now believe that this is the recession. This ain't the recession. This is just the start. This is just the walk in the park compared to how bad it's going to be in stage 2 and stage 3. Let's go to stage 2. Stage 2 starting in September. How bad is that going to be? It's going to be as bad as the lockdown of March of 2020. And laying this recording, I'm going to do something new with you. The difference between stage 2, September of this year, and the lockdown is that we have a warning signal for it this time. You were told to go on lockdown in March of 2020. You woke up one morning and you're like, I'm on lockdown? I'm going to lose my shirt and my business. I'm going to lose everything. You had no warning for it. It happened very abruptly. Remember how abruptly it is? This is different because you're a member, you're a subscriber. I'm giving you the preparation from what's happening between now and September so you can prepare, unlike you could not prepare for that lockdown. How bad will September be? It'll be horrible. It'll be just as bad as a lockdown. The only difference is the items that were available for the lockdown will no longer be available. For example, as soon as the lockdown happened, people started looking left and right for checks and cash and money and assistance. People lost their jobs as a 1099, an Uber Lyft, for example. And they came here and I said, I have PUA for you, for independent contractors who are laid off. It doesn't exist anymore. So come September, they're going to ask for it again. It doesn't exist anymore. I had then FPUC, that extra $600 a week that goes on top of your existing benefits. I don't have it anymore. It doesn't exist anymore. And then UI, if you're already on unemployment in 2020, I had extra weeks of benefits, PEUC. Those don't exist anymore. It's hard to gauge the information that consumers have that are not viewers of this channel, but I really believe that the average consumer believes that if they get laid off between now and later this year, FPUC still exists, PUA still exists, and UI exists. I don't think they know it doesn't. What about the small business owners? I think small business owners still believe that the EIDL grant and the EIDL loan is there out there to help them if they get laid off. Now, here's the other part of the equation, which is really more shocking. This economy has downward spiraled so quickly in such a short period of time that I really do believe a large swath of the American landscape of employed people who are employed right now believe that if they are unemployed tomorrow, it's going to be a walk in the park just like it was in February. I think they think that if they get laid off today, they can go next door, there'll be a job next door, and they can actually ask for a signing bonus and actually ask for a hiring raise. I don't think they know it's not that situation anymore. I don't think they know that. The number of jobless claims last week was 200,000 new jobless claims. I believe it's going to go higher. So this is why you got to get this forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. Let me go over the other parts of the equation today that are very, very troubling. First, industry after industry is absolutely falling apart. There's no industry that's surviving, that's doing well at the moment, with the exception of maybe, online security and oil. The industries imploding are everything from retail to housing, auto to stocks, bonds to crypto. Everything is falling apart. And this is not the dip. This is not the recession. The average consumer believes this is the recession. It's not. Stage 3 will be January of next year. Stage 3 will be the recession. And how bad will the recession be compared to the lockdown? 1,000% worse. September this year will be like the lockdown of 2020. The recession starting January next year will be 2 years, and it'll be the worst you've seen of a generation. So what are you doing? You can't wait to get a forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. You got to get those checks that are in every U.S. state. In the second half of this video, we're going to go over these incredible checks. Thank goodness you're so smart. Back in March, you were so smart because you've been trained well and you've learned from this channel. You said, it's the economy's pretty good in March, but I'm a little struggling on the bills. Can you find me a stimulus check? Because you've taught me, LA, to find the money when there's a lot of it. To find the money when things are sort of not that great, but not that bad yet. Don't wait till the last second, you've always taught me. And I did. I found checks for you in March, and they're still around, and we're going to go over those checks for you in the second half of this video. As Katz, a longtime viewer, says you do eligibility really important, I want to get big checks for you. I want to have you financially independent because it's going to be a big, horrible downward spiral. Big checks, tens of thousands of dollars of checks, not $600 checks. And a single individual, 75,000 less, go get them. Married couple, 150,000 less, go get it. If you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, veterans benefits, go get it. Rent, own, children, don't have children, I got your eligibility covered. They're coming up in the second half of this video. Now, in the next 90 days, we certainly know certain things that are happening, and the other things we don't know that are happening are a little bit more problematic. Let's analyze both of them right now because this is what's important to understand. In this next 90 days and then the next year thereafter, you're going to be differentiated between you and the person on the front porch next door to you by information. When economies fall apart, the people who have the information survive it. The people who don't have the information do not survive it. The people who have the information ahead of time, like you do with me right now, you can pivot and make changes to your lifestyles and your spending habits to prepare for what's going to happen. People who don't really get into big trouble. So we have a great thing going on, which is this is just June 13th. September's a while away. You have time to pivot and make adjustments to your lifestyle. Let me tell you what's going to happen in the next 90 days that is guaranteed, and then I'll go over the things that is not guaranteed in the next 90 days. In the next 90 days, consumer confidence will be worse. We know that. If it's worse, that means that there's going to be less spending, and if you're a business owner, it's going to mean less consumers in your store. If you're a manufacturer, you're going to make less product. So if you work for a manufacturer, you may see less jobs. Number two, there will be less jobs. Unemployment will go surge higher. Number three, interest rates will go higher. The Federal Reserve will have that FOMC meeting for the month of June starting tomorrow for 2 days. We already know he's doing a half basis point, Jay Powell. Then I fully believe that he's going to do 2 other half basis points thereafter. I don't need to go over the whole analysis of how much it is going to be. Half basis, quarter, I don't need to do that. The takeaway for you is rates are going to really hurt you if you have anything flexible. If you have credit card debt, get rid of it. If you have car loans, get rid of it. The more flexible mortgage rates, get rid of it. These interest rates are absolutely out of control. I mean, to tell you that I'm telling you that the 2-year Treasury note is the worst level since 2007. I mean, that's not just, a few years ago. That's not just the pandemic. It's 2007. This is going to be out of control. What else is going to happen in the next 90 days? What's also going to happen in the next 90 days is consumer spending is going to be down. Consumer savings is going to be down. And the Build Back Better Act will absolutely not be done in the next 90 days. What do we not know of what's going to happen in the next 90 days? What we don't know in the next 90 days if inflation is going to settle down where it is right now or actually come down. I believe that inflation is going to stay just as hot as it is. And then finally, gasoline. What's going to go on with gasoline? And why is gasoline so high? And why is this continuing? And is it going to get worse? Tonight on Eaton's LALATE, I'll go more over gasoline, but let me tell you where it is today. Gasoline is bad, and it's going to get worse. It's not going to get better. The international price of Brent crude and the U.S. AAA national average, those are the 2 numbers we use. In the United States, the average today is $5 a gallon. It's the highest level we've seen ever in the history of this channel. It's moved up very quickly in the last few days, even though it was very high before. It was $4 about a week ago today, then it went $4.20, then $4.40, then $4.60, then $5 over the weekend. Where's it going? $10. I'm predicting it's going to $10 a gallon at the pump. What about international Brent crude? Here, everyone agrees on me with this number. Not a lot of people agree with me with the $10. International price of Brent crude is going to $185. It's $120 today. It's down a little bit from $123. Why is it down from yesterday so much, down $3? Because there's confusion about this COVID upsurge in China. Oh yeah, as if we don't have anything else to deal with in the next 90 days. There's a big surge of COVID in the United States right now, and it's out of control. So let's go back to that gasoline. Why is the price of gasoline not going down? The price of gasoline is not going down because the Western allies, Germany, France, United States, Italy, and the United States, all their leaders are disgraced because they all have not gotten the solution of the replacement gasoline lined up. You don't have the gasoline, you got to get it from somewhere else. Have they gotten it lined up? They have not. Let's take a step back. In October of last year, Halloween, I told you there's 100,000 Russian troops at the Ukrainian border. What are they doing there? They don't belong there. If they invade Ukraine next year, this will be the biggest economic story of 2022. And guess what's going to happen to oil? Guess what happened? They invaded, and it was the biggest economic story of the year. And guess what happened? Everyone, including their sisters and brothers in all these administrations, were told to get some oil lined up. Joe Biden told Janet Yellen, get some oil lined up in October last year. Did she get some oil lined up? No. Did Joe get some oil lined up? No. Did the Western allies, Germany, France, Italy, get some oil lined up to replace it? No, no, no. But that was October. Putin invaded in March. Okay, they invaded in March. Then we banned Russian oil. Did anyone get gasoline lined up to replace it? No. 3.5 million barrels of gasoline are missing a day. I want to make this very clear to you. That's a lot of gasoline. Even if we open up the Keystone Pipeline, even if we pumped round the clock in Texas and West Texas, we can do a couple 100,000 a day. We can't do 3.5 million barrels a day. We only have about 5 choices, and we is referring to the United States and the Western allies. 5 countries to choose from. And we have literally blown up all 5 choices. Let's recap. First one is Venezuela, embargoed by the United States because of human rights violations. So what did we do last week? We isolated them. We angered them. We had, not we, the president. The president had the Congress of the Americas here in Los Angeles and specifically did not invite Venezuela. Does that look like a good idea when you only have 5 choices where to get the gasoline from and you don't invite one of the 5 choices? Not a good idea. Brazil, same situation. We've been isolating Brazil because of human rights violations, and they're very angry at us. They're out of the equation. Number 3, Iran. We had an opportunity for Iran. Iran is a nuclear warhead situation. We're trying to do that JCPOA deal back in March, but we didn't finish it out. They're gone. Number 4 and 5 are much the same. Saudi Arabia and OPEC Plus. Saudi Arabia is part of OPEC Plus. So we have to sort of get OPEC Plus to agree if we're going to get Saudi Arabia to agree. There's a problem there. Saudi Arabia is a human rights violator. And OPEC Plus initially cut production during March, but then increased it in recent days. When they increased it in recent days, the White House poo-pooed it. Excuse me? They're your life chain. They're your solution of the 5th of the last and final only solution, last and final offer, and you're poo-pooing them? Finally, we go to Saudi Arabia. This is where it gets shocking. About a week ago, I told you that the White House is sending Joe Biden to Saudi Arabia to meet with its head of state. Good. The White House insiders, off the record, said the president's going there to do a deal with oil from Saudi Arabia. Finally, you're down to the final 5th and last choice of where to get oil. You're going and doing a deal, aren't you? He's not. The question came on Saturday on the tarmac here in Santa Monica Municipal Airport. Finally, a reporter asked the question I've been wondering that would be asked in the last week. Mr. President, are you going to Saudi Arabia? I am. Are you going there to get oil for the United States, Americans, and the Western allies? I'm not. He's not. He's not going there for oil. So where is the oil coming from for us? Where's the oil coming from the Western allies? There's 3.5 million barrels of gasoline missing per day. Folks, the takeaway here is very simple. Whatever you're paying for now for gasoline, get ready because it's going higher. Because none of the Western allies, none of Germany, France, Italy, any of these countries, Sweden, Finland, United States, none of the leaders have done their job to find replacement oil. They're all disgrace. And everyone's gasoline is going to go higher because no one has found 3.5 million barrels missing per day. That's why you have to get a forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. You got to get that forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. You can't wait. And I thank goodness I found it for you. Step 1, go right under this video and hit that subscribe button. There's a subscribe button on this video. Hit it right now. You don't want to miss a single video. The news coverage on this channel is changing by the hour, by the minute, and you don't want to miss anything. Number two, there's a little bell at the front of this channel. Hit that bell. It has two possible settings. One setting you want to do is the all notifications. Hit that bell to make sure it's set to all notifications, so you get notifications when something comes for members. And number three, become a member. Go right in this video, hit that member link to become a member. And with that, you will get the member newsletter. And in there are 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state for you. Single, married, with children, without children, on benefits, not on benefits. It's huge. And in the second half of this video, we'll be going over those incredible checks. During that commercial break, make sure you get those big checks. Meantime, I'm going to give you a preview in the second half of this video of a big breaking news story. Could your benefits be going up $300 more a month per year without Joe Biden swapping for COLA for inflation? It looks very possible. And I'll have a preview of the breaking news story came out minutes ago, and it's on Evenings LA tonight. But first, a preview of it's coming up in the second half. Become a member. I'm going to give you those incredible checks in the second half as Mornings LA continues.
If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And the excitement continues right now on June 13th, live broadcast in Santa Monica, California of Mornings LALATE. Hope you're having a beautiful day. We have a lot of breaking news to go over in the second half. But of course, we're going to first start with those big checks. You can't wait to get these incredible checks because we're in phase one of a 3-phase downward spiral of this U.S. economy. And you need to get those incredible checks right now. A 4 stimulus check is in every U.S. state. We're going to go over in just 10 seconds. Step 1, subscribe. Step 2, become a member. Step 3, get that incredible newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And let's get those checks starting right now. What are you watching? On LA, we do 3 things. First, I deliver you the breaking news of where this economy is today. Then I give you the analysis of where the economy is going. And then I get you checks. And in the month of March, viewers of this channel said, LA, can you find us some stimulus checks? This Build Back Better Act is not getting done just yet. And I'm a little bit uncertain about this economy, viewers said. Thank goodness you asked me to find those checks, because today the economy is a lot worse than it was in March when it was looking pretty rosy. Well, let's go over these incredible checks. First, let's go over eligibility. As longtime viewer Kat says you do eligibility so well. It's important. I want the most viewers to be able to get these checks. And number 2, I want the checks to be really large checks so that you're financially independent, especially in these bad times. So I found these checks. There's different ways checks can land, from executive order from the states. These are both of them. And I gave them a lettering system, one after another. Let's look at these incredible checks. We'll start first with Check A. Check A is a 4 stimulus check in every U.S. state. And it's huge. It's $6,500 to $12,000. Imagine how good you could be with $12,000 today. It's a 4 stimulus check in every U.S. state. $75,000 or less, single individual annual income, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 or less annual income, go get it. If you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, veterans benefits, and more, go get it. It's called the Homeowner's Grant Check. weatherizing grant check. And how do you get it? Step one, subscribe to this channel. Step two, become a member. Go right into the membership newsletter. Go down to that membership newsletter delivered Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, to where you find it, check A, and click the link and apply. It'll send you into the nationwide website. Then you choose your state. Then you choose the homeowner's weatherizing grant, and you get it. Rounding times are about 1 week out at the moment. Then let's go get a check B as well. You're going to go get a check B, and look at those numbers. That is not a misprint. $15,000 to $80,000, but the average viewer of the show is getting about $66,000 to $80,000. How long could you survive on $80,000? Well, at least 90 days, maybe to spring of next year, maybe to middle of next year. Why would you wait to get this massive payout? Single individual, $75,000 or less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 or less, go get it. If you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, veterans benefits, go get it. How do you get it? You know the routine. Step one, subscribe. Step two, become a member. Go under this video and hit the join button. Join as a Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. Then get that incredible newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube alert system, and go there and get it. But we're not stopping there yet. No, we're going to go get Check C. It is astronomical. It's averaging about $2,000 a month over 12 months at MSC, but many viewers have gotten $45,000. It is wonderful. And how do you get that incredible Check C? And what is it? Check C is the remainder of the massive money we got as a family on this channel in December 2020. Just like March of this year, in December 2020, people were hurting really badly. There was no money around because they hadn't done the second stimulus package. Viewers said, "LA, can you find us some stimulus checks in December 2020? And I looked high and low and I found them. Not a lot, but I trained viewers how to do this. We called it Purple at the time. And then what happened was that this became third stimulus. And when it did, viewers had learned the skill set. This channel is much about learning. And a new report out today says that Joe Biden is really not that good in teaching the American people about how to do things. That's what I always aspire for in a video, is to teach you how to do things. This is what happened. Viewers learned really well from my teachings and recordings. When third stimulus became law, this is what people got. $20,000 for Niecy all the way up to Elizabeth for $27,000 for rent. Those are the astronomical numbers they got for rent. Utilities. They learned from the recordings. Mark's brother-in-law got $15,000 for utilities. As to SNAP, that brother-in-law got $25,000 a year over 10 years, is $250,000. As to combos, the viewers really learned when I said, do not stop getting checks. If you get a check today, go get another check tomorrow. There's Niecy. She keeps on getting another check every week or two. She's gone from $23,000, almost $50,000. There's Mark. He, like Niecy, like Lorraine, like Margaret, like Johnny, listened and learned from the recordings to keep on getting checks. I don't care if it's $500. Just get a check every few days. Keep on doing what's in the recordings in the newsletter. And he went from $32,000 to $50,000 to $100,000 to $166. Here's Lorraine. She was at $105. She went from $105 to $120, and it keeps on getting more money. Where do you get this incredible money? You go into that newsletter and you go down to Check C, and it tells you who to call, what to say, and where to say it. Check C is telephone calling as opposed to Check B and A. You can't wait to get these incredible sums of money. Get them right today. Now, where is the landscape for all this right now? The landscape for this right now is consumer confidence fell apart on Friday. And today, a new report out of Europe says that consumer confidence in Europe is the worst they've seen even before the pandemic. So this is interesting. I told you stage 2, which is basically September, in America will look like the start of the pandemic. But in Europe, it's already looking like March of 2020 today. The consumer confidence is one of the things that impacts stimulus and us and this community so much, because if the consumer believes that this is the recession, then in a few weeks from now, when it gets a lot worse, they're going to be shocked to say, wait a second, I thought that was as worse as it's going to get. No. Here's an example. Crypto, Bitcoin is now at $24,000 a coin today. I mean, yeah. Not 34,000, not 44,000, 24,000. But some people may think that's the dip. Some people may think that's the bottom. Some analysts believe that Bitcoin could go down 30% more. Yeah, that Bitcoin could basically be a $15,000 or $16,000 coin. Stocks, when they're down 6% every day, it eventually adds up. Amazon's chart literally looks like this. I mean, it's Amazon. It's Amazon. It's not, it's not this little tiny little company. It's one of the best performing companies of last year in stock performance. It's literally falling apart. In the next 90 days, people are going to be hurt if they're in the housing industry. They're going to be hurt if they're in the auto industry. If you have flexible debt, if they're in crypto, if they're in stocks, if they're bonds, everyone is going to feel the downward spiral of this economy. There's no one that's not going to feel the impact, and guess where they're going to be? They're going to be here looking for a check. They're going to be here looking for a check because that's what's going to happen. What's important for you to know is that no information will keep you ahead of the game. Information will potentially put you in a better situation as this economy falls apart. Why? We're in June. We're June 13th, 2022. We have a long way to go to September. You have time to prepare between now and September as this economy falls apart. And then in September, it's just stage 2. Next year is the recession of a generation. And you may have never seen a recession. You may have endured a recession. They go on and they don't stop. And I don't know what's going to happen with this Congress, with this president, a new different Congress next year if there's a recession. I don't know. It's going to look really bad really quickly. And guess what's going to happen? People are going to be showing up asking for money. Remember when that pandemic hit and people said, you're going on lockdown? I'm going on lockdown. Going on lockdown. I closed my business. How do I pay my mortgage? That's what happened. I had people reaching out to me saying, I can't run my business. They won't let me open my business's door. I can't pay my mortgage. I can't pay for my car note. I'm going to lose everything. Some people did. And the difference this time around is that you and I are here together in June. We can prepare. We can prepare. We are preparing today because we got from now to September before phase 2 comes in. And everyone else that doesn't watch this channel will not be prepared. They will not be prepared. And they may, unfortunately, be left in February's mindset. I mean, February was just a second ago. I mean, February was not a long time ago. Or March's mindset. March wasn't that bad either. They may think, oh, I'm going to get laid off. There'll be another job. There'll be a salary raise. I'll be able to get a job in a second. No. They'll think, oh, I can always sell the house. The retail market, the real estate market is really good. No, it's not. The auto industry. If you look at if you have some fun tonight, go on some used car dealers' websites or some dealers' cars and look at the used cars on their lots. The dealers, they're pricing the cars like it's 2021. They think they can still stick it to you with those cars. They're going to get stuck too because the inventory is not going to move and suddenly it's going to build up and then they're going to lose their shirt. Travel and leisure, the hotel and the airlines sticking it to you with the travel with a nationwide average of $500 for a round trip ticket. No one is going to pay that. No one is going to pay that. And the people with the wrong information, the people trying to charge you that price, and then they're going to realize, wait, it didn't work. We should not have done that. Yeah. That's why it's so important to watch this channel. What's also going to change in the next 90 days? LALATE. LALATE's going to change in the next 90 days dramatically. It's going to change a lot. It's going to have more of what you love, a lot more of it, and a lot often of it. And what's important to know is that this will be the biggest story in 90 days. It's not going to be sports. It's not going to be entertainment news. It's not going to be politics. It's going to be the economy. Everyone, the sister brother is going to be talking about the economy in the next 90 days. And guess what's going to happen? You as a community, you as the Purple Power family are going to bring this channel from number 3, most watched financial news channel in America, to number 2, broadcast streaming. We are going to number 2 as a family because I've gotten the projections of this economy correct since last year. There hasn't been a time in which I missed a projection incorrectly, whether it's been recession or inflation or unemployment or labor, prices, housing, stocks. I've got on all the projections. You remember what I said, what was it, 2 months ago, I explained to you why I don't make crypto shows anymore. I stopped the crypto shows and I told you why. I couldn't record them. Why would I record a crypto show talking about the wonders of a crypto? There's nothing wonderful about crypto. I told you crypto will implode if stocks implode, and stocks will implode, I told you, because we're going into a recession. If we're going into a recession, stocks implode, then crypto implodes. I stopped the recordings months ago. Yeah. Imagine all those people saying, Doge to the moon. It ain't going to the moon. What's important to note is that a lot of things are going to change in the next 90 days, and this is going to be the major story, the economy. And it's going to be very confusing for people who don't watch this channel. So don't leave it confusing for them. Tell them to come on over. Tell them to come on over. Tell your friends and families come on over, because you're getting the information about this economy months ahead of time from me. You're able to prepare months ahead of time from me. I don't care if you're retired or single, young or old, on benefits, not on benefits, business owner or not, or employee. You gotta know where this economy is going months ahead of time, not after the fact, so you can prepare your family, your business, your community, yourself for where you're going. Coming up next at 11 a.m. is Home LA. It's a big show. This video will automatically take you there. Then we got the 1 o'clock afternoon show, the 3 o'clock afternoon show, which will be brand new, and tonight's Evenings LA at 5 o'clock. Now, let me tell you what's happening on Evenings LA tonight at 5 o'clock and tell you why I'm not recording it yet in this video. It's a major news story out minutes ago that's very complicated. That's why it's on this video, because I need to figure out how to explain it to you simply. That your benefits could go up $300 more a month in December without Joe Biden swapping COLA for inflation. Let me tell you generally what the story is going to be about tonight on Evenings LA, and then tonight's Tune In and Explain, and you'll see the details of it. This story basically is about the following. COLA swapped to inflation. We all understand that. When Joe Biden was running for president, he said he's going to swap COLA for inflation, then raise your benefits up. Then when he became president, swap COLA for inflation. When I say COLA to inflation, I'm not explaining where COLA comes from. COLA is not just sort of there. COLA just doesn't just appear as a number. COLA is determined from other numbers. And I've never really made that recording. In fact, I don't even understand where COLA's inherent numbers come from. Well, we now know, based upon major recording about where those inflationary where those benefits are going, if that gauge is correct, and if that CPIW is so much at issue like they say it is, I'll analyze it. I'll go over it very slowly for you because it's very, very complicated tonight. Your benefits could be potentially going up $300 more per month starting in December, on top of how much they went up last year. Whoa, it's really, really great news. Step 1, subscribe to this channel. Step 2, become a member. Step 3, stay with this channel throughout the day. Coming up next is Home LALATE at 11 a.m. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, the coffee is brewing, and the gasoline's still going up higher. Stay with me. I'll see you at 11 a.m. This video will automatically take you there. Just stay here, and it'll just spider you over to that next video. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful day. And from my home to your home, stay here, because there is so much uncertainty with this economy. We need to navigate it together as a family. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, God bless. Have a beautiful morning. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay with LALATE for more.